people, how are you guys doing? My name is Daisy. Welcome to Daisy's Inspiration TV. Thank you so much for all of your love and your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, today I am going to be telling you the simplest way to know if your child is learning well in school or not. Okay, I am a Nigerian teacher right here in Dubai. I am an early years foundation teacher. I teach children between the age of 2 and 5 years of age, and I am very proud of my position. Okay, so the simplest way to know if your child is learning well in school, it's very simple. Okay, but before I go into it, I'll tell you something. You know, every week we have a plan for children. You know, we teach them different things every week. It has to be different every week. We call it the lesson plan, right? We have a lesson plan where we have different topics we teach children. And so if your child comes home every week and doesn't talk about one thing or the other, all right, every single week there should be something different your child is jumping around and talking about or singing about. So if your child doesn't talk about anything, or if your child doesn't repeatedly talk about a topic this week or another topic that week, or sometimes sing a song they sang in school that is different from what they've done at home, then there is a problem. Remember that children always reenact things they've heard or things they've seen. All right, they always repeat. The children like repetition. They like to repeat things they've seen or heard. Okay, that is why it is important as parents for us to do right in the presence of our children, and let us watch what we say in their presence, and let us watch what we do in their presence, because they grab things like this very fast. It is that early years of their lives that they grab things the most. Once they grow up, the learning process slows down. So you should know this. It is when the younger they are, the faster they learn. Okay, a lot of people think it's when you're grown you learn a lot. No, it's when you are that young you learn more. You grab things more, and you're able to do things even much more brighter and better. That is why the early stage, learning is very important for children at that age. All right, so like I was saying, lesson plan. Remember, I said children always love to repeat and reenact and act out things they have seen or heard. So if in school they've learned about safety this week, they've learned a song, they've learned a demonstration, and they do not repeat these things at home, you must see signs that the child is learning something through the way they repeat what they've done in school. So if your child is not repeating, for example, let's count the number 5, counting 5 with your fingers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, if you teach them, for example, we teach them counting 5, the number 5 with your fingers, and letting them know that we have 5 fingers on one hand. Yeah, you should see them repeating something similar to that. All right, they might not get it perfectly, but then you will see them doing this at home. Then that should tell you they just learned the number 5 in school this week. Yes, or you might see them. You might see them repeating a song a teacher just sang to them. I can count my fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you will see them repeating the same thing. Or for example, it might be an alphabet, or for example, it might be safety as a topic, and then in school they learned about first aid, or in school they learned about firefighters under the same topic, safety. You see them saying something like, oh, that's a fireman, or that's a firefighter hat, oh, a firefighter has a badge, oh, a firefighter helps us put off the fire. You will see them saying one or two things. That should tell you that this week they learned about firefighters. They might not know, or they might not remember to say safety. Some of them might even go ahead to say, oh, safety, or some of them might even remember to say, oh, do not touch. Do not touch they might be pointing to an electricity. It might be something you've shown the children, right? You do not touch this, it's not safe for you. They might tell you at home when they see an iron, maybe they've been shown in school, they might, oh, mom, that's not good for me. Oh, do not touch, and they tell you the same thing. It tells you that they've learned something about safety, or it tells you they've learned something about firefighters, or they might want to say, oh, mom, I want a doctor set. They might say, I want a doctor set. It means that they have learned something about doctors or community helpers. You feel me? Or they might be talking about stethoscope, or they might be saying, mom, let me see. They might be wanting to try to see if you're fine, pretending to be a doctor, things like that. So if you don't observe things like this, if you don't see things like this happen every single week, then there is a problem. You need to check either the teacher to see if the teacher is doing it right, teaching them right, or even doing a job at home. Or you might want to check the whole of the school to see if they have a history of not teaching children, of not having good teachers. Yes, so a child must always come home every week to say something different. And then it's I'm not saying it's a must actually, And remember, it might be during when they're having their shower, they might be eating, they might just say something out of the blue that tells you that they just learned this from school. All right, so it might even maybe something, you know, when kids are playing with sand, playing with anything, they just can begin to they will just start saying things in school. That is how kids are. Their memory comes to them during play, during shower, during eating, during anything, and they begin to repeat things they've done. They might be acting like the teacher, for example, like the safety thing I talked about, safety as a topic. You want to teach them, then, and on the safety, you taught them fire safety. Yeah, it might just be the teacher just taught them how to save themselves from fire whenever there is a fire in the building, and maybe probably for somehow there is fire all over them, what they need to do. You know, for example, it's possible the teacher has told them the first thing you need to do is stop. You stand straight and stop. Drop, you know, you go down on your knees and roll. So you might see them repeating the same thing. You know, stop, drop, roll. You know, stop, drop, roll. And they might be doing the actions because the teacher has done the same. You feel me? So so that's how you know that your child is learning well and something from school. They always have something to say. They might come home, it might be that the teacher read the storybook for them. You might see them repeating the same thing. For example, if you tell them the features of the book, yeah, the front side of a book is called the front cover, yeah, the back side is called the back cover, and the middle side is called the spine. And using the spine, you know, the middle side of a book, that's parabind, that side that binds the book together. Then using the back, you know, your spinal cord as an example for them, yeah. The spine of a book is the same thing as your spinal cord at the back. Yeah, if you break your spinal cord, all of your body falls. There is nothing to hold your bones together. And you tell them, same thing goes for the book. Once you lose the spine of a book, when the spine of the book is broken or destroyed, the book falls apart. Okay? The book falls apart and nothing is there to hold it back together. That's why it's called the spine. And then when you say that to them, when they get home, they might say something like, Mommy, they might see a book and like they might be like, for example, that's the spine of a book, that's a spine. And same like this. Or they might not be able to spine, but they might try to illustrate, they might try to show you something like they might show you with their finger if they don't remember spine. Some might even remember, some might remember and say, this is the spine of a book, same like the spine in, you know, behind me or at my back. Or some might even say, oh, spine, or not even mention the name, point to the book, the spine of the book, and say, same like my spine, or same like this. So it tells you that they've learned that a book has a spine, same like their spinal cord. Do you feel me? So there must be something a child has seen or learned in school. Sometimes there might be a role play for domestic animals. It might be that the teacher allowed them to role play, you know, pretending one to be a cow, one to be pretending, you know, role playing, one pretending to be a horse. And then when they get home, you see them repeating the same thing. Domestic animals, you see them bending down to pretend like a goat, or some of them might bend down to pretend like a cow. Some of them might pretend, you know, to be a horse. And you see them say neigh, neigh. That's the sound a horse makes, right? So this is how you get to know every single week. A child should say something different because they've learned something new. That is how you know that they're learning well in school. It's the simplest way. It's the simplest way. If your child isn't acting out things, repeating things, pretending to be something, or repeating a topic, or repeating something they've learned in school, there is a problem. You need to check the teacher. There's absolutely a huge or a big problem. Is it that the teacher isn't doing it right? Or generally in the whole of the school, they do not have good teachers. So you need to do something about that. Either you change your child's class or you change your child's school totally. So this is the end of my, should I call it a secret I just gave to you? Okay, whatever you choose to call it. So thank you so much for joining me. I am absolutely glad, you know, to be here today. Thank you so much for always taking your time to watch me. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. If you want more of this, put it down in the comment section below. Whatever your ideas are, please put it down in the comment section below. I will be more than happy or glad to respond to you. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, guys. I love you all. Bye.